Hi children, good morning all of you. Children, in my last session I have completed about menstrual cycle, and today I am going to start with the fertilization to fetal development. What is fertilization? You know very well. Fertilization is the fusion of male and female gamete which has taken place in sexually reproducing organisms. That is a general concept. Here under this topic I am going to discuss with you about the fertilization and fetal development in human being, right? So let's enter into the text. Fertilization in human is internal and occurs in the oviduct of the female genital tract. It takes place usually in the ampulla of the fallopian tube. An oocyte is alive for about 24 hours after it is released from the follicle. Fertilization must take place within 24 hours. The sperm enters into the ovum and fuses with it, resulting in the formation of a zygote. This process is called fertilization, and the zygote is a fertilized ovum. Okay. In this paragraph, what the things are saying is, fertilization in human is internal. That is, fusion of male and female gamete takes place within the female body. That is called internal fertilization. Okay, where it occurs inside the human female body, it is in the oviduct, that is fallopian tube. That too especially in the ampulla of the fallopian tube. The fallopian tube consists of three parts. One is infundibulum, which is nearer to the ovary, and followed to the infundibulum and tube-like structure called ampulla. Ampulla end with the narrow part with its uterus. So the fertilization is taken place in the ampullary region of the oviduct. Then oocyte is alive for about 24 hours after it is released from the follicle. In menstrual cycle, I have discussed with you that during ovulation phase, the ovum is released from the ovarian follicle. The structure which is released from the ovarian follicle is called oocyte. Oocyte is nothing but the various stages of ovum is there. Primary follicle, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle, and inside that ovum undergo gametogenesis. During gametogenesis, oogonium, primary oocyte, secondary oocyte, and then it transferred into oocyte. These are the various stages of development of ovum. So when the ovum is released from the ovarian follicle, the stage is called oocyte. That too secondary oocyte. The secondary oocyte released from the ovarian follicle. Okay, it alive in the fallopian tube for 24 hours. Within that 24 hours, if there is any sperm in the fallopian tube, there is a chance of fertilization. If there is no sperm in the oviduct or in the path of oviduct, there won't be any fertilization. Okay, right? So that's what, within 24 hours of releasing of after the oocyte, there should be fertilization. So next, the sperm enter into the ovum and fuse with it, resulting in the formation of zygote. When the egg is fused with the sperm, and it results in the formation of zygote. Zygote is a single cell stage, and the process is called fertilization. The zygote is fertilized ovum. Next, cleavage and formation of blastula. What is cleavage and formation of blastula? It is nothing but, okay, the zygote is a single cell stage. The zygote undergo mitotic cell division and form a cleavage, undergo mitotic cell division and form 2 cells, 4 cells, 8 cells and 16 cells, like that. So this is called what? Cleavage. So the first cleavage takes place about 30 hours after fertilization. Cleavage is a series of rapid mitotic division of the zygote to form a many celled blastula, which comprises an outer layer of smaller cells and inner mass of larger cells. Okay, so cleavage, the first cleavage is taken place in the fallopian tube after 30 hours after fertilization. What is cleavage? It is a series of mitotic division. Zygote divided to form a many-celled blastula. What is blastula? Blastula comprises of outer layer of smaller cells and inner mass of larger cells. This is called blastula. After the formation of blastula, the blastula should attach into the inner layer of uterus, that is endometrium, and this process is called implantation. The blastocyst reaches the uterus and gets implanted in the uterus. The process of attachment of blastocyst to the uterine wall is called implantation to Marcosine. The fertilized egg becomes implanted in about 6 to 7 days after fertilization. Next, gastrulation. The transformation of blastula into gastrula and the formation of primary germ layers called ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm by a rearrangement of cells is called gastrulation. This takes place after the process of implantation. Okay, so now after fertilization, zygote is formed. Zygote is a single cell stage. The single cell zygote undergo mitotic cell division to form a many-celled blastula. What is blastula? Blastula is a mass of cell. Its outer layer is made up of smaller cell. Inside the outer layer, there are a large mass of cells are present inside the outer layer, right? Okay, next, implantation. Implantation, already I said, the blastula attached with the inner layer of uterus is called what? Implantation. After implantation, the blastula undergo a serious mitotic cell division and form three-layered structure called gastrula. These three layers are called germ layers. The name of the germ layers: outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm and inner endoderm. Then this is due to the rearrangement of the cells in the blastula is called gastrulation. This takes place after the process of implantation. Next one is organogenesis. The establishment of the germ layers, namely ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, initiate the final phase of embryonic development. During organogenesis, the various organs of the fetus are established from the different germ layers, attaining a functional state. Okay, next one is organogenesis. This is the, sorry children, excuse me. Organogenesis, this is the final stages of embryonic development. Organogenesis, the three germ layers of ectoderm and endoderm, mesoderm are developed into various organs, and this process is called organogenesis. During organogenesis, various organs of the fetus are established from the different germ layers, attaining a functional state. During organogenesis, three germ layers of ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm attaining the functional state, converted into organs and attain the functional state, and this is called what? Organogenesis, and this is the last stage of embryonic development. Next one is formation of placenta. The placenta is a disc-shaped structure attached to the uterine wall and is a temporary association between the developing embryo and maternal tissues. It allows the exchange of food material, diffusion of oxygen, excretion of nitrogenous waste and elimination of carbon dioxide. A cord containing blood vessels that connect the placenta with the fetus is called umbilical cord. Okay, next one is what? Formation of placenta. What is placenta? It is a disc-shaped structure. Where it is present? It is attached to the uterine wall and is a temporary association between the developing fetus and maternal tissues. It allows, what is its function? It is allows the exchange of food material, diffusion of oxygen, excretion of nitrogenous waste and elimination of carbon dioxide. And a cord containing blood vessels that connect the placenta with the fetus is called umbilical cord. There is a cord between the developing fetus and maternal tissue, and the cord is called umbilical cord. Next one is a pregnancy. Next, after the formation of organogenesis, pregnancy continuing, that is called gestation period. It is the time period during which the embryo attains its development in the uterus. Normally, gestation period of human lasts for about 280 days. During pregnancy, the uterus expand up to 500 times of its normal size. Okay, so pregnancy, what is pregnancy? After the organogenesis, the embryo started develop inside the uterus, and the embryo is embryo is lost for 280 days in the uterus of the female, and this period is called gestation period. During pregnancy, the uterus expand up to 500 times of its normal size. Okay, next, parturition or childbirth. What is parturition or childbirth? Parturition is the expulsion of young one from the mother's uterus at the end of gestation. Oxytocin from the posterior pituitary stimulate the uterine contraction and provide force to expel the baby from the uterus, causing birth. So parturition, what is parturition? Is expulsion of young one. After 280 days of the gestation period, the fetus should be expelled out from the uterus. This process is called parturition. Parturition is the expulsion of young one from the mother's uterus is at the end of the gestation. Oxytocin from the posterior pituitary stimulate the uterine contraction and provides a force to expel the baby from the uterus, causing birth. Lactation. The process of milk production after childbirth from mammary gland of the mother is called lactation. So the process of milk production after childbirth from mammary gland of mother is called lactation. The first fluid which is released from the mammary gland after childbirth is called colostrum. Okay, soon after the childbirth, the mammary gland release a first fluid is called colostrum. Milk production from the alveoli of mammary gland stimulated by a hormone called prolactin secreted from anterior pituitary gland. Okay children, here when parturition takes place or implantation takes place or fertilization takes place or menstrual cycle takes place, all events are influenced by a hormones called sexual hormones. Here lactation also influenced by a hormone called prolactin. This prolactin is a hormone secreted by anterior region of pituitary gland. Next, the ejection of milk is stimulated by a posterior pituitary hormone, oxytocin. So there are two hormones which are involved in the lactation. One is prolactin, another one is oxytocin. Information page. The milk produced from the breast during the first 2 to 3 days after childbirth is called colostrum tuberculosis. What is colostrum? It contains immune substance and provide immunity to the newborn, which is essential for the body. Next topic is reproductive health. Hope you could understand about the fetal fertilization and various stages of fetal development. It is an important 7-mark question children. As well, menstrual cycle also important 7-mark question. Next, enter into a new topic called reproductive health. According to World Health Organization, reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, ability to reproduce and regulate fertility, women's ability to undergo pregnancy and safe childbirth, maternal and infant survival and well-being. So these are the various aspects of the well-being of reproduction: ability to reproduce, regulate fertility, women's ability to undergo pregnancy and safe childbirth, maternal and infant survival and well-being. Several measures were undertaken by the government to improve the reproductive health of the people by launching national health program such as the Family Welfare Program, Reproductive and Child Health Care Program, or the two program launched by the government, two national health program, Family Welfare Program and Reproductive and Child Health Care Program are the two national health program launched by the government. It is a 2-mark question. Family Welfare Program. First see about the Family Welfare Program. The National Family Welfare Program is a comprehensive scheme which include maternal and child health care, immunization of mothers, infant and children, nutritional supplement to pregnant women and children, contraception with health education to motivate couples to accept contraceptive methods and to have a small family norms which improve economic status, living status and the quality of life. So these are the various comprehensive scheme included under the family welfare program. It is a 4-mark question, children, bracket it. Next we have to see reproductive and child health care program. It has integrated all services which include pregnancy and child health, childbirth, postnatal care of the mother and child. What does mean by postnatal care of mother and child? After parturition, that is after childbirth, the care, what are the care we should give for the child and mother. Then importance of breastfeeding, prevention of reproductive tract infection and sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, these are the various aspects of reproductive health care program. Okay, children, next topic is population exploitation and family planning method. This is another new topic. This I will discuss with you in my next class. And the homework I want to give to you is or this reproductive and child health care program services, write note on it. Next one is what are the various comprehensive schemes included under the family welfare program and what are the 2 national health program launched by a government. This is 1-2 mark question. And fertilization and various fetal developmental stages, 7 mark question. The topics which I have taught today are the homework for you totally. So complete it and keep ready for your next class test, children. Bye.